What up? It is time for Wesley Heights. Yeah, so I don't know, I always do that. I zone, like 5 seconds right after I start. But anyway, I look at Fadongo right now because I just woke up like an hour ago. And waiting for my water to be warmed up so I can take a shower. So yeah. Fadongo means, by the way, what I've learned anyway, it means like a person who is unkept, an unkept person who doesn't get dressed and their hair's all over the place and they don't really keep themselves looking nice. That's a fadongo. So you learn a word in Spanish. Spanish word of the day. But yeah. So you're probably watching this right now, and you probably watch like if you actually watch these videos. I'm saying is people who actually watch these. That I upload like 3 in the same day. It's only because I don't have internet right now, and so I have to go up to the internet place to upload these videos where there's fast internet because the internet over here is really slow. I have to go up there to the hill and then that for those videos, and it takes like a half hour to upload one video. But I understand it's long, but I like reduce the frame rate and all that stuff, and not the frame rate. No, I mean I reduce the. Why is the frame rate? I don't know. I reduce something and it goes. It's just too early right now. I reduce the size of the video, like the file, like the memory size, so that way I can be able to upload faster, and it's still the same because this camera is not the greatest anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna start now. It's 2 minutes. I have 2 things this week only, so it's two and a half. No, 2 and 3/4. But anyway, I'm gonna hopefully get through this. Yeah. So. Anyway, Thursday, we have our small group here, and it's been going really great. It really has. It's getting a lot better. More than anything because like this last week, the problem kids weren't here, so it was great. No, I mean there's still some kids who cause their stuff and just do everything and just like make their scene, and it makes you really upset because it's like, just chill out, seriously. But yeah, so let me see if I'm gonna do that. But I woke up. But last week we talked about, we're currently talking on the topic of why do people in church do whatever thing that the kids have a question about. So, people have been asking, why do people in church pray? Why do we pray in church? Why do we have offering? Why do people dance? Why do people cry? Why do people kneel down? And all that stuff. And last week we were talking about why do people cry in church. Because, there's one kid, Jonathan, who, that's his name in English and Spanish, it's Jonathan. I mean, I don't know why I had to say that. But anyway, so, he was, like, giving problems over there. He's like, you have, like, crybabies in church, stuff like that. I don't understand that. It's like, they're a bunch of crybabies. I don't understand. It's like, yeah, why don't you shut your mouth? But anyway, no. No, I explained it last week to them why people cry in churches, because in the presence of God, comes down and, and when you're in the time of worship or something like that, and, the presence of God is so heavy in the place, it touches you and, it touches your heart, and you just, your emotions are high in that moment that your body reacts in a certain way, and like, if you're, like, super sad at that moment, then you start crying. If you're super happy or at peace, you smile and you laugh, or you jump, you dance, or something, I don't know, or like, also if you're sad sometimes, you just fall to your knees because that just happens, Those who don't understand that, can ask me later. Or, put comments, any message I can explain. But anyway, so, I was talking about that, and at the end of the time, like, I ended up ending my lesson really short. Partially, sorry. My lesson, when I was done with the speaking part, there we go, speaking part, we had a time of worship, because God put in my heart at that moment, was like, how would you have that time of worship for them to experience that moment? And so I was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And so I told everyone to close their eyes, and we're going to have time of worship right now. If you don't know the song, you can just, listen to it, pray to God during this time, or just seek Him out with all your heart, because, that's what we got to do. We got to seek Him out, all the time, with all of our heart. And so, I was trying to tell them that time to do that. And all the kids were, they're just kind of just, being, down about it and not doing anything. There was one kid, like, leaning up against another girl, and they were just sitting there, cuddling with their heads on each other, and I was like, are you serious? Like, that's not what it's what it's about. I told them that in the beginning, and they're still doing it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, anyway, so I just kept going with it for the kids who actually were doing it, and so there's only one kid who really did it. His name's Josue, and he like at first like before he's like if I don't know a song or anything like that, I just have to close my eyes, and I'm like I thought he was just joking about it too, and I'm like no, just close your eyes and you sing the song if you know it. If you don't, just keep your eyes closed and just enter this time. And during everything, while I was singing the song stuff, I had my eyes closed most of the time because that's what I do when I worship. I just wanted to ignore all the other kids who were just making a joke about it. Um, but during that time, like there was one point where I opened my eyes and Sammy's mom Karen was over there praying for him, and he was crying, and it was just for like a split couple seconds. I saw that, and I went back to worship and stuff like that, and then after I had the chance, we each separated into our groups, and I asked my group, what they thought of that time, what was it, what they thought it was about, what they experienced, and all that stuff. A lot of the kids were like, oh, I felt a lot of love there, and saying stuff like that. But then he actually gave me a really honest answer because at first he wasn't saying anything because I could tell that he was kind of like he didn't want to say anything because he was kind of embarrassed, I guess. I don't know, but like after a couple times, like he just he just said it. He's like, he's like, I felt a lot of sadness. That's what he said. He felt a lot of sadness, and then after that, he said he's like, and I felt something like touching me, like he said he was he was gonna say something like he felt like he had like tingles, like he like they say the word calambre and that means like cramps, like you have a cramp or something like that, but like I don't think he didn't mean that, like kind of felt like when you get goosebumps or something like that. He's like he was saying something like that. And I was like, oh, I explained to him like that moment, like so he felt kind of like that, but like it didn't hurt, like it wasn't anything like that, and then one of the kids was like saying, no, you just had goosebumps, and then I was like, no, it wasn't that, He said he felt like it was like a sheet that just like that covered him, and I was like, yeah, I mean that's kind of like what it is like sometimes for some people, And the truth is that's how I feel every time when when God touches me or like I feel His presence, I feel like that where I get these tingles that don't hurt, like it's not like I have cramp or anything, or I don't have like goosebumps, but it's different, and that's how I feel every time when I feel God's presence, and it was so cool that like I could see that one of the kids from the group was actually like he was getting something, because like the kids come here every week and they put on their show, they're playing around, or they're not really being serious and stuff like that. But he's actually getting something, And it was really cool to see that because it's like I'm not doing something here for nothing, And it was cool because like a lot of times the kids just come here and they just they come here to be boyfriend girlfriend with whoever girls here and stuff like that. And it really makes me annoyed because it's like it's not what we're here for. And I explain to them like almost all the time why we're here, and then we have the group outside when we talk and stuff like that. Even more so why we're here and everything, and it's for them to have a close relationship with God and to really seek Him out. Here to have fun with with your friends, so like that. Okay, it's cool, but more so we're here for that, and He's actually getting us way, and it's really cool, and I'm really proud of him. He's actually like seeking out and trying, and it's really sweet. Even though he's the only one out of like 10 boys that are here, but it's like one's getting it, so that's it's worth it. We'll keep going. I would keep going anyway if if there was no one, but it's nice to know that there's someone. Anyway, that was a cool thing that happened Thursday. I wouldn't wait too long with that, but anyway, same thing happened, which is the last thing we'll talk about on Friday. What happened? What happened was, no, when I went Friday, I go visit with Brian and Osvaldo and Juito, they're next door neighbors, and to visit with him, play with him, to hang out with him and stuff like that, and we went over there. And just one cool thing I happened, just really short, is that I brought my Nintendo 64 over. We were playing Super Mario 64, and what I wanted to do first is like, I mean, if I don't know the game, I'm just explaining really quick. Like you do things and you do little mission things, and you get stars and stuff like that. You have to get a bunch of stars to win the game. And so I was getting all the stars on all the levels first, and then you go, and there's one point you can go defeat Bowser and the enemy of Mario, and you can win, and then you can be happy and stuff. And so I got all the stars first, and then we got all the stars, and then we went to defeat Bowser, and it was like, and it's the last boss of the whole game. It's like the whole game. The game is not a short game. It depends on the person. But anyway, so I had went to defeat Bowser, and we were playing, and all the kids, like, all three of them were sitting there with me, and I was sitting trying to beat him, and like there was a point where like I was the farthest point because you have to grab his tail and spin him around and throw him, and so I was at the farthest point you could be from one of the because you have to hit him on one of these bomb things that are down there, which I don't know why there's bombs in his house. But anyway, so and spin around, throw him, hitting the bomb, and I was the farthest point away from the bomb you could, and I threw it, and I threw it, and then all the kids were like, like clenching their teeth and like, oh, and so then I hit the bomb the last one, and then I'm like, and I'm excited because I finally beat this game, and I'm like, yes, and then all the kids are like, yeah, and we're all like, like screaming and just being happy. But it was a cool moment because we're all just like, it was cool. I don't know. It felt like a cool moment that we're all just together and be like, yeah, cool, it's awesome. So I just thought that was cool. But there was another point while I was there before that day that I was there, and Brian has had a really bad cough like the past couple of days, and so I asked Brian. I said, Brian, do you want to pray for you? And he's like, well, yeah, sure, if you want. And I was like, well, do you want me to? And he's like, well, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I prayed for his cough, and after I prayed, he told me, he's like, I pray sometimes too. I pray for my dad because I think there's something wrong because he didn't come home last Saturday when he was supposed to, and that really made me upset because it's like I was able to talk with his mom yesterday because like right now currently there's no one at nights to watch them, so I'll go over there and watch them because something happened with like the child protective services here like took like information of of their house and like their address and stuff like that because their mom goes to work and school at night, like in the evening, like in the afternoon, evening, night, and she leaves at like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon and doesn't return until like 3 in the morning, and so there's no one there watching the kids from that time until 3 in the morning, and so someone like at our school, I took her information like the DEEF is what it's called, the Child Protective Service here, CPS here, and like someone in the school was saying that if there's not anyone watching their kids and they come by and they see no one's watching kids, they will take your kids. Like there's no the truth. The thing here is like CPS here is a lot different, and they see your kids alone or something like that in the house and there's no one watching them, they just take them. They don't even ask you. They don't come to the house and say, we're just letting you know that this is gonna happen if there's no. It's whoop, done. And it's kind of ridiculous to be honest, but it's like. In that aspect, but sometimes it's necessary because there's some parents who don't watch their kids. But I've heard things about the defense that's not really good, and I just really hope that no one my kids ever go there in the name of Jesus. But anyways, because of that, I'm watching them, and so because their dad is not with their mom anymore, they separated, and now he doesn't really come there anymore because of I really don't know the whole story why they separated, and it just makes me upset because Brian's really upset about his dad. He says he's praying for him to come home, and it's just. It makes me upset because I can't. I mean, all I can do is pray too, and that's what I'm doing. But it's like, it's really upsetting. And just if you could pray for them, for that situation, just to get better. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know what's going on exactly 100%. I've heard some things, but I'm not gonna, be gossiping about something I don't know about. I'm gonna be gossiping something I knew about anyway. But really, it's not my place to fill everyone in on what's going on with them. But if you can just pray for them, please, that'd be great. And then after he told me that, I said, you know what, I'm gonna be praying too. And so I just really hope that God makes something better there. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. That's all I have. That's all I have for guys today. But I'm in 14 minutes. Woo! I'm so short. No, I'm just kidding. I just way too long all the time. But I gotta get these shorter. Sorry, guys. You guys watch these all the time. They're super long and they're really annoying. I know you guys are like, some of you guys who watch this, you're like, Daniel, can you just make it shorter? I mean, I'm really happy that you're here. I can support you. You're watching these videos, but make them shorter. It's like, I'm trying. I really do. I promise. But it's like you guys know how I love to talk. If you know me, so I don't ever shut up. It's a problem. It really is. Yeah. So you can pray for me for that. But no, I gotta go. I'm done 15 minutes. But camp, please, if you can donate, site in the description, do it, please, because I need help a lot, please, because things are happening and it's like it's coming together and it's like things are looking tight. But God can provide. I know through you guys, you can help. And you can be a blessing to these kids. Please do it. I mean, it's not a joke. Please, if you can really do it, please, please, please help. I swear, like $5, $10 is enough. If you can just do it, please. Just one-time donation of $1,000 is great. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.